Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much, Shanera, for such passionately speaking about what's going on. And like all of you, of course, I'm devastated and horrified at what is going on in Pakistan. And I know that the generosity of the community here is just massive, and community in Pakistan as well. We all have friends and relatives back there who've been affected, but also that they're out there helping, people in whatever way, shape, or form that they can. But I guess from my perspective, I feel it is my responsibility to push the Australian government to be better. They have announced $2 million. For the moment, I frankly think that's a bit of an insult, given the size and the scale of the catastrophe. So I can kind of say to you next week when Parliament sits, I've already called on them to do that, but I will be pursuing this when the Parliament starts sitting next week. And the reason I say that is because not only are we a very wealthy country, but I think Australia has a responsibility because we have been part and parcel of creating this crisis, which has been exacerbated by the climate crisis. And that's, and I've been saying for years, we might be feeling this, the bushfires and the floods in Australia now, but countries like Pakistan have been dealing with it for many, many years. So they have seen the face of the climate crisis for a much longer time than we have. And it is this government's responsibility to compensate, not just the relief effort, as Shanera, you were saying, but actually the longer term rebuilding of climate resilient infrastructure, and supporting communities and working with communities there with the aid. It's not about being top down and giving the money for what Australia thinks is important, but it's about what the people on the ground think is important. And the other thing that you all know, the Greens have been pushing hard, and I will continue to do that, is for Australia to actually tackle the climate crisis, to stop digging up coal, gas, and oil, because that is at the end of the day, which is creating what is happening now in Pakistan. So I'm with you. Any support, any help you need from me, I'm always here, but like I said, my focus is to push this government to be better on dealing with the climate crisis and on providing much more aid than the pretty piss weak, I have to say, $2 million that they have promised at the moment.